It's actually getting quite good now. Happy Friday, everyone. Have a quick look at what was going on. Miles was away at a stag do this weekend, so more on my own. And I sat outside in the car and the builder appeared. So he was coming to check on it too. So I've just had a lovely chat with him, wandering around and figuring out what on earth we are doing with the place. Turns out we're not actually getting a hell of a lot done next week, but that's fine. I will give an update next week to see what we actually end up with. But I thought I'd show you inside because it's actually getting quite good now. So much has happened this week, I thought I would pull you back a little bit and take us back to Tuesday, where we actually had no floor at all. I really thought the progress would slow down, but nope, these builders are speedy. They've put some of the floor down and we're quite excited to see it. Look at the state of our pile of wood. Let's see how this goes. Oh.
I've already knocked something over. Oops. Oh, okay.
Oh, they've bricked up that window.
Hello. Oh, look, there's under there and everything. Ooh, that's under the stairs. That's creepy. Well, that's where
The manifold's going to go.
Yeah, that's where the manifold's going to go, and it's also there's a lot of fluff in there from the
insulation.
Insulation got blown out.
Hmm.
All right,
Interesting.
We've got updates in here as well.
Oh, the toilet's gone.
Look at the state of it now. Just the
I know. Just a hole in the floor. Right.
Right. Well, we got a concrete.
Oh yeah, concrete
Slab
slab.
Got a concrete slab here.
Gives us a little step to stand on.
Yeah. Got concrete slabs at the bases over there. Look, they filled it out with concrete.
Wow. It all looks so fresh. I reckon that's still wet. At least it looks shiny to me. Well.
That's just swap, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is the.
We have water. Look, there's floor in here. So this is what the block and beam looks like.
There it is. Dean may have come over lesson on that.
Yeah.
Block and beam floor. This is cool. I mean, it's an underfloor, but it's cool.
Weird.
It feels good having a floor in here again.
I think it'll be quite quick progress to get new floor. We can see our bathroom. Okay, that makes it a lot easier to see. Oh, it's so weird.
It's scary.
We're quite used to walking on all these floors now, but it does freak me out a little bit. I've chosen to wear white jeans to site today, which is just ridiculous, but it wasn't the plan, so that's why I've done it. Oh, look at that. So that will be our bathroom. That does feel much better now.
I kind of wish just this was a room.
What, I said I had a... Well, the whole room was a bathroom.
Well, just the whole room is a room.
God, this feels great. The other day, the guys moved their tea and coffee station up here, and they had no electricity up here, so we were like, oh, are they actually going to use the teas and coffees and biscuits that we've got them? And I actually think that after Easter, they've all gone, I don't want any of this. 2 cream eggs went like day 1, and since then they haven't done anything. There's such high value items here, like chocolate fingers and stuff. But funnily, they didn't have any power up here, and now they've got an extension lead that goes all the way downstairs. Tea and coffee are fuel for this sort of thing. I thought biscuits were too, but clearly not. On Wednesday, we thought we'd come into a brand new floor, but they actually had just done some more retaining walls. It all looked very cool though, so I thought I'd give you a little run around. For some reason, I filmed this in portrait. I couldn't tell you why. They also built all of the walls, like the stud walls, upstairs in the bathrooms, which I couldn't believe. It makes such a huge difference. All right, back to present day. It's actually getting quite good now. We've got most of the floor back in and everything, so yeah, we're getting there. Just got to walk the plank. You can see me in the shadow. This is our floor situation. The reason for this being left open in that floor there is because we're getting a pad put down here. So a concrete pad stone, or just a concrete pad, I'm not sure, in there for this wall to basically sit on, because we're making this opening a bit wider, basically making it as wide as we can up until this wall here. So it'll be like there, and we'll have our ginormous opening with all of our big glazing. So we're going to have French doors here, and that'll be gorgeous. But yeah, this time last week we were walking around 5 foot down, so it's really great to be able to walk on normal floor again. The guys have put block and beam down, so this is what I was trying to explain. But it's basically a suspended floor again, but it's made out of concrete rather than wood. These are little vents that have to, like, what do you call them? They've got to go underneath the floor to let air flow underneath, and it goes all the way through. So yeah, this is where we were jumping up the stairs the other day, but now you can't really quite see, but There's only a little gap there. I can't believe how quick these guys are making progress. I know that the builder's got another job going on as well, so they're flipping between the two. Hence why next week we're not going to get loads done. But he says that, and I bet we will. He's setting the expectation way too high. If you see this, Charlie, you're setting the expectation too high. I'm not expecting everything to be this speedy. Oh, look at that light. Oh, it's just amazing, and that's only like a third of the size of the hole that we'll end up having. So all the sun is going to stream right into our kitchen. I cannot wait. Excitingly, off the back of all the window videos that I posted on Instagram last week, we've actually had a few companies not reach out to us, we reached out to them, but they were recommended, and we are speaking to a couple of them next week. And we might be able to get some wooden windows and doors at the back, at least the back door to be wooden, which would be very nice. I'll input some pictures now of what I'm talking about. I've always wanted it to be wooden, but I just didn't think it was possible. We had a bit of a scare earlier in the week. I'll go upstairs actually to show you a bit more of what happened.
Now we play, will Meg ever get to the point?
So much has happened that I just haven't even realised because it's happened so quickly, but they've now blocked this up. So this is where our cupboards will be. They haven't done the stud work yet, but yeah, blocked that up, so that's all good. And then what else in here? Obviously we've done all the floors. That's the main thing. I just find it so funny how the doors are floating when they're shut. In here. So this was already a concrete floor, so I guess we don't need one in here, but they've blocked up that window. So we're keeping that one. That's where the burglar got in. It's a handprint. The toilet is no more. Again, we've got a step there. So the floor will actually come up quite a bit higher. And then under here, it's quite fun. So this is underneath our staircase, and we're going to put our underfloor heating manifold in there. Originally, we were thinking of using it as a wine store. I mean, it's a pretty enormous hole. We totally could, like right in there. But we decided to keep it simple. And we're going to use it for the underfloor heating instead.
Is she remembering she was going to talk about something?
But yeah, this is that. What else have we got?
Nah, don't be silly.
Let's head upstairs, eh? So, although not much is happening in terms of building works next week, I think we are going to start plumbing at some point soon, as well as electrics, which is crazy. And that was what sort of gave me a bit of a jump scare earlier in the week. So last week you saw this was built. I don't think the studs were built yet. So we've built all of the walls out for where the room's going to be. There's my drawing, which is quite creepy. They actually used it. Is creepy the right word? I don't know. It just freaks me out that stuff I'm doing is actually turning into stuff within like a week or two. It's pretty mad. But we came in here with the plumber maybe a day or two ago and realised that this wall has been put in the wrong place, but that's because my drawing was wrong, because basically in this gap that I'm stood in now, so we're having a 1800 bath here, so a 6-foot bath, and there'll be a 60mm gap at one end if it was this hole. Basically, if you look at my drawing, I did put it on there. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm surprised, I guess. Yeah, because I put that'll be it. My drawing was right, because I put it on the outside of where the skin will be. They probably read that as the inside of the skin, so the bath will be that much. That's why it was 60 too big. I mean, at least they're accurate, but I said instead of doing that and moving this wall over, let's just pad out this wall by 60, and then we'll have a bigger shelf. The bath will fit. We lose out on a little bit in the ensuite, but it's massive anyway. So I think that's fine. The thing that happens when you're doing a renovation is you're not allowed to order anything or do anything for months, and then it all happens at once. So I had a bit of a stressful few days over the week trying to design everything. And as I said last week, we're working with a lovely Drench on the bathroom I stood in now. But annoyingly, through no fault of their own, their designer is on holiday, so I cannot get the designs done for the bathroom and sorted. So Greg, our plumber, is going to have to wait a little bit, but I think having spoken to the builder just now, we'll be all right. I think it'll be fine. I think the only things that he really, really needed were the cisterns for the toilets and the valves for the showers. I've ordered the vanity, which I didn't tell you actually. That all happened in the last week as well. God, things happen so quickly. Let me come in here into some better light. Or maybe I'll sit down. Let's have a sit, eh? Kings Croft drawings. The little drawing of the house. Not sure what's going on there. Right, can put you in this tripod. All right, so What was I saying? Yeah, so basically,
We've made it, folks. Final tangent count, 14, but we got there in the end.
last week we realised that I need to organise all the stuff for the family bathroom, because in our plans we were only going to get the family bathroom done by Charlie the builder. He might have come back, but basically we were going to try and phase the project as to not spend too much money all at once, and then in a year's time or whatever we can sort out the ensuite later. Who knows? We were just trying to make it easier for ourselves. It turns out to put in first fix plumbing, you actually need like to know exactly what the shower tray is going to be. You need to know exactly what the shower is going to look like. You need to know exactly what the cistern is, not just that there's a toilet there, there's a this there, there's a that there, because it will cause you more work in the long run. I mean, Greg the plumber was saying that you can get away with it if you do a little bit of tweaking. So basically you get the hot and cold to the right place and you don't put the tile backer board on or the plasterboard on where you're going to put it. I don't know. I just sort of thought while I was stood there talking about it, like, should we just get it done? Like, ultimately, if it's going to be an extra 20% work to get it in, the cost of materials are never going to go down. Like, we're going to have to spend the money at some point. If we can find the cash to do it now, might be worth doing it now. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll actually get it fully finished. Like, maybe it won't be tiled, but I'm basically working to work out all the bathrooms now. Ah, yes. I just had to check on my phone as to what I was actually meant to be talking about, because I keep going off on a tangent. The vanity unit. So last week I asked for advice on our mid-century unit for the vanity in the bathroom. No one came back to me because I think it is a bit of a weird one, not just putting the sink on top. I really hate those sinks. Not the look of them, I think they look really nice, but we've had them in our old house, we've had them in different places, and basically not only do you have to clean more, because you have to clean the inside and the outside, loads of stuff gets caught underneath them, and then if you've got a wooden vanity, it all gets a bit gammy. You can put like marble down and then have it on top, or marble or some sort of that material rather than wood, but no, not for me. So earlier in the week I was talking to the builder about it and he was like, no, we need the vanity now because we need to know the width of it to be able to know where the centre point is, to know where the pipes are going. And I was like, I thought I had a couple more weeks, and I was kind of waiting for one to come up locally so that I could just go drive and pick it up. Nothing was showing up, so I ended up buying one from Lincoln? No, Rotherham. I ended up buying one from Rotherham. It looks like this. It was £50. I managed to get it down to £30, which is great, but the courier cost me £75. So we're £105 in. But it's nice. I mean, I haven't seen it in real life yet, so hopefully I like it. It's the right dimensions, which is quite tricky when it comes to a chest of drawers, because we wanted one that actually had a fair amount of storage in it, which are quite hard to come by in the mid-century style that are still relatively thin. I could have gone up to 85 wide, but we ended up with 75. I think it'll be fine, and then we'll work out the tap and the sink at some point when it arrives, so I can actually measure it all up. And just arrived outside. I don't know who they are. I don't recognise them actually. Maybe they're going to the pub down the road. What was I saying? But yeah, the vanity is going to be here in the next couple of days. I used Shipley and they were brilliant. I literally put it up at like 10 o'clock at night and I had maybe 4 or 5 different people quote for it straight away. So that was great. Oh yeah, because we found out that we need to design this bathroom, I'm now on the hunt for tiles, and I think this is my inspo picture for the ensuite. I think I'm going to go for a quite bold pattern tile all the way in the shower and across the shelf behind the toilet and within the shower, and then the rest of the room will be a fairly neutral colour. Just we got a bit of pizzazz. Me and Miles keep going for blue, and I'm like, I don't want 2 blue bathrooms. I love blue, but I think there'll be a lot of blue in this house, and everything is blue or green when you live with a boy. So I'm trying to find a little bit of difference. Well, yeah, another company that we're working with, which is really exciting, and absolutely lovely, lovely family-owned business from up north. I think they're in, where are they? They're in Rugby, and they're called the Beaumont Cast Iron Radiator Company. And the lovely Ellie, who is the granddaughter of the owners, reached out to me to ask if we would work together, and we are going to get a discount on some lovely cast iron radiators. We're only having radiators upstairs, but I am going to go for bright colours, and that's another thing that I've got to try and design, because I don't want to end up with a bright orange radiator in a room that it doesn't suit. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'll probably go relatively neutral in the rooms that I don't know about yet, but by neutral I don't mean grey. So we'll see what I end up with there. But working with her on those, which is really exciting, because I didn't ever think we'd be able to afford anything like that. So Thank you so much, Ellie, and I'll put all their links in the description. I think that's everything for this week. I will butt in with a voiceover if not, but otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single person who comes on here and watches it, and it's really hard on YouTube because you're posting a long form thing, and does anyone care? I don't know. It is ridiculous that we have got so many followers over on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all that, and YouTube is taking a little bit longer to tick through. Most of our subscribers came from me reposting shorts. So anyone who's come from the long form content, please let me know. I really love to hear if you're actually enjoying this stuff. I'm kind of seeing it as I am documenting it for ourselves to look back on, if nothing else. And then if we gain an audience from it, brilliant. But otherwise, I'm just going to keep posting and hope that we can see progress every week. And to be honest, having to document it weekly really shows how quickly they're getting through everything. I'm sure it will slow down soon though. But yeah, if you're enjoying it, please like and comment and subscribe and all that. And let me know if you want to see anything in particular. I will do design videos when I have some headspace. Everything's been really quick and trying to get things through. But I'll definitely show the Drench design process. So that's at least something, that's the bathroom. And then the kitchen design process and things like that I can do little videos on as well. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.